Hey everybody, this is Garrett with Earth and Time, and today I'm coming to you from a pretty unique place, and that is the very first McDonald's restaurant site, which is now a museum and really is ground zero, or the beginning place for kind of all modern fast food restaurants, which define so much of our lives here in the United States and even abroad. What else is interesting, and I didn't know this, is that we're actually along Route 66 here. So the original McDonald's would have serviced folks going along Route 66. I think that's pretty cool and something I had no idea about. So with that being said, let's go check out this McDonald's very first restaurant and the museum that they have here, and let's get to it. So coming to the very first McDonald's restaurant is a little bit surreal. You never think about where some of these things really started. And we're also along Route 66, which is one of my favorite sections of road to drive, no matter where I'm at. If that's in Texas or New Mexico or Arizona, wherever I'm going, I like hitting areas along Route 66. This was a good stop for me, and I'm excited to share it with all of you. Welcome to the original McDonald's. We don't sell any 15-cent hamburgers, but we serve plenty of free memories. Cameras welcome. Well, that's cool. And here's yet another plaque. It says McDonald's, over 1 million sold. And it says Dick and Mac McDonald opened the world's first McDonald's self-service drive-in restaurant on this site in San Bernardino, California, December 1948. They also previously operated a successful drive-in barbecue restaurant with car hop service on the site from 1940 to 48. So it is actually, they started as a barbecue place and then morphed into a burger place and becoming the McDonald's that we have today. And apparently this is a piece of the original floor left over from the first McDonald's. Obviously the first McDonald's doesn't exist here anymore. It's now this museum, and it sounds like it's been several different things in this area, but they did preserve that. And it says these turquoise terrazzo tiles installed below were salvaged from the original Golden Arches building designed in 1953 by Dick McDonald. His layout was a standard for all stores for nearly 20 years. So this shows the original McDonald's brothers, Richard and Maurice. And then this shows a little bit about the history, and so it even talks about the car hop in here. And moving over to what roughly the original diner would have looked like, where we could get burgers for 15 cents. That's pretty crazy. And look, somebody brought a dragon with them. Huh. So on one side of the building, they actually have a mural dedicated to Route 66. And it starts with the Santa Monica Pier here in California, which is really the end of Route 66 historically, starting from Chicago and going all the way out here to the LA area, or the Santa Monica Pier. But for some folks, they actually travel it the other way around. So I'm actually going to go backwards. So I'm actually starting the Santa Monica Pier and working my way the other way and just showing some of the sites along Route 66 that you can see. And this side of the wall takes note of all the significant things along Route 66, or sites along Route 66 that you can visit. And so you can come all the way over here, and there's the Richfield gas station, which is a famous stop. And eventually we'll end up at, oh look, dinosaurs. Huh. You'll see a bunch of the museums along here in San Bernardino. And here's the McDonald's where we're at today. And you'll see you can continue along this road going towards the east. And it shows San Diego County Museum. I spent a lot of time there as a kid. Baker with a thermometer. And you'll see Barstow's in here. And at Barstow they have a bunch of classic cars rebuilt and remade at the, I believe, the Route 66 museum there, and they're showing that. I don't know about the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man though, that's kind of cool. And then you'll continue on along Route 66. You notice I am going backwards from Santa Monica going out, but eventually you'll end up in Needles, California, where you can see Spike, which is where Spike was from, if everybody remembers the old Peanuts comics, and that was Snoopy's cousin. And look, I even found dinosaurs here at the original McDonald's. So those of you who've been following for a while know I have a love for dinosaurs. And look, they have lots of dinosaur things here. Oh, look, they have a thing on the Flintstones. That's interesting. And this mural's a lot of fun. That's pretty cool. And they even have a thing for Easy Rider. They also have a bunch of these old flagpoles, which would have been, I guess, the drive-through. And one of the things McDonald's is most famous for, of course, is their play areas. And one of the things that they did so well is marketing to kids. That was really the brilliance behind McDonald's, I think, more than anything else, is that they found fun things for kids to do while eating, and they created the Happy Meal, which made every kid excited about going to McDonald's, and of course continues today. And we can see along here all these different cars I'm taking it from multiple McDonald's from across the United States. So it seems to be a graveyard for some other things, I guess, potentially associated with McDonald's, like maybe they served hot dogs at one point. Here's a giant old hot dog. Oh, I think I actually rode one of these creepy things. Look, it's a fish hamburger, or burger fish, or a bish, or a furger. I don't know what I call that, but I remember riding one of those things. And with that, they have one of the little cheeseburger climbing or crawling play structures. I remember those as a kid also. Oh, and one of my favorites. I used to climb in one of these all the time. And so there was a stairwell at the bottom of this, or an opening at the bottom. There it is. And you could climb up. You would climb up into the burger, and you can hang out in there. And then you can even climb up all the way to the top and look out. These were a lot of fun when I was a kid. Wow, this will take me way back. And here is another one of those. It's called Official Big Mac, and this was one of those playpens, and it said it was created in 1970, which is really cool. Oh, and look at this. Here's a Hamburglar, circa 1980. Locked up in his cage. Oh, and I think this was a Fry Guy, if I remember right. It's another one of those seesaw horse deals. They also have things from Looney Tunes, like Daffy Duck, Sylvester, Tasmanian Devil, and these are all pretty big statues, which we can see here for scale. I'm hanging out with my friend, the Tasmanian Devil, and a giant chicken, which it has handles. I wonder if you used to be able to crawl up on it and act like you're riding it for pictures. Interesting. And they have a mystery machine here. That's kind of cool. Not sure exactly what that has to do with McDonald's, but I guess because we're on Route 66, and Route 66 is known for all its roadside oddities, they have a mystery machine outside. And they have more eclectic things on the outside. A Bugs Bunny who needs to go see a dentist. A random carousel horse. Oh, these are one of the trees that were inside a lot of the McDonald's play areas as well. Oh, and here's an old Grimace seesaw. It said, introduced in 1973, the evil Grimace was a somewhat scary looking character. By the late 1970s, McDonald's softened his tone and look and renamed him as Grimace. Today he is known simply as Grimace. And of course, the Golden Arches. So we've entered the museum, and they have a sheet here about McDonald's history. That's pretty cool. So I'll post this at the end of the video so you all can look at it. I'll take a picture and post it so you all can read this on your own time. Let's see what else is in here. First of all, there's a clown that greets us, which I still never understood having a clown as a mascot, but that's just because I have a thing about clowns. And up here is the timeline at the top. So if you ever come here, you can work your way around and see what McDonald's was like through time. Here's some of the old uniforms up above. You'll see they're white, and they had McDonald's on the one arm with the little guy. So here's original tiles from Ray Kroc, and I think they misspelled it. It said Ray Knock outside, but I thought it was Ray Kroc. I was very confused. But in 1961, Ray Kroc bought McDonald's for $2.7 million. And he thought this property was included, but it wasn't. That's interesting. He made the McDonald's brothers remove the Golden Arches. Kroc then built the official McDonald's just one block north of here. Everyone thought the McDonald's had moved there. Interesting. And so these are tiles from the original McDonald's, which was that Ray Kroc owned. That was demolished in 1972. And there's some of the old fry baskets and burger flippers. Everything's old, rusty and old. Huh. Oh, and of course there was this movie called The Founder, which I still haven't seen, but now I think I'm going to have to watch it. So they have a whole section here on this movie. which again I haven't seen, but I'll definitely have to watch it. But this was a shirt worn in the movie. Here's a mixer. The multi-mixer is used in the movie, which was one of, I believe, Ray Kroc's brilliant ideas, was to create food faster and time it. Here's the old McDonald's fries. And a lot of these are props from the movie, with signatures from the various actors and actresses. That's cool. And here's a picture of the original McDonald's that stood on this location where we're at today. And an original bag that was found. Check that out. So I want to come back up here and zoom in on some of these posters up there. You'll see back in 1942, there's the original 1940s menu. And that's when it was a barbecue, hamburgers, car hop service. And then they closed the barbecue and then opened up as McDonald's hamburgers. You'll see they come around. So the McDonald's brothers started it, Ray Kroc bought it, and then really made it into the franchise that it is today by having everything be simplified and timed, and they can move food a lot faster, and really was the birth of the idea of the fast food restaurant. And actually you can see that Ray Kroc's first McDonald's was actually in Des Plaines, Illinois in 1954. And that's currently the McDonald's Corporation's official museum. So we're in, I guess, an unofficial museum, but the spot of the very first McDonald's here. They also have, that's cool with the neon lights there, 14th and E Street. That's just up the street from here. I don't think that's around anymore either. It's been demolished. They actually have a place here where they talk about where you can go see each of the original fast food places. And so I've actually gone to Colonel Sanders, and you can find that video of mine. There's a Taco Bell, Dairy Queen, Little Caesars, Pizza Hut, Domino's, Burger King. Where was the first Burger King? Was in Miami, Florida. Interesting. Subway, Wendy's, and then the McDonald's. And this was really Ray Kroc's first McDonald's. So maybe someday if I'm out that way, I'll go there. Okay. But so here's a picture of the first Ronald McDonald. And yeah, I still don't get the clown thing, but okay, I guess they were popular back during that time period. But again, things that nightmares are made of. And one of the things that's really cool is, look, they have a whole section on Happy Meals and what came in Happy Meals through time. And I think that was one of their biggest and smartest marketing ploys that McDonald's did, is that they placed toys in Happy Meals. And what kid wouldn't want to come get toys while they're eating their food? And they can also come do things like ride little carousels or go in a play structure. Although this may be the thing that nightmares are made out of. I don't know, a giant old Grimace costume. I could see why kids were creeped out by that thing. This was the evil Grimace. What I love, and I'm not going to be able to show everything, but they have row after row after row of Happy Meal items and collectibles. Pretty impressive collection. And anybody who's a aficionado of McDonald's and really enjoys seeing toys, specifically toys from Happy Meals, you can work your way through and see what kinds of objects they gave away at different times, and even what they gave away at different countries. So here's some Happy Meal boxes. Look, it's dinosaurs and Bug's Life, and they have Halloween, but that's from Canada. And I love how they have a section here on competitors' toys, which is cool. They showed some of the ones, but really McDonald's came up with this idea, and then all the other fast food joints ended up following suit. So as I'm going backwards, I'm really curious what some of the earliest kids meal items were. And it looks like I'm coming back here. I don't see what the earliest ones were, but I'm very, very curious. It's a Mac Tonight sign. That was a big marketing thing, I think, in the 1980s into the 90s. I remember that one from when I was a kid. All right, so pretty interesting coming into the museum here. I hope if you ever come this way, you get a chance to check it out. It is along Route 66 for those of you who like going that direction, and it's definitely worth the stop to see and learn about some of the history here and where and how McDonald's got started. Pretty stinking cool. And there's so many little things to see in here that it's impossible to show you all. All right, everybody, thank you for joining me today to check out the original McDonald's site. I actually learned a lot. I didn't realize that this was the original McDonald's site, and the McDonald's brothers sold it to Ray Kroc, and they actually had a beef, and he actually ended up building another McDonald's up the street to put the original one here out of business. Really fascinating story, and I guess I'm gonna have to watch that Founder movie now with Michael Keaton so I can learn a little bit more about this now that I've spent some time at this spot. But thank you all for joining me today here to check out this place along Route 66. I hope you learned a lot. I know I sure did. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next videos. Thank you and take care.